Hello, everyone. It's Sam and Fifi back for another midweek musings.
Hello.
How are you doing, Fee?
Not too bad, thank you. I am really tired,
Yeah, I'm
as you
feeling.
can probably see, which we were just discussing. Um, so what else is new? But other than that, no, quite good actually, really.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But you?
Yeah, tired, tired. Things are not quite as intense as they were. Like I feel like I'm starting to maybe settle down a little bit, but still not quite myself. But I think getting there, getting there.
Yeah, good, good. Baby
You
steps.
went to the was it the Art of Living festival at the weekend?
Yeah. It was over in Burntwood, so it's organised by Danny, who we
The
did the
Forager.
interview, yeah, and
Yeah, she's a lovely lady.
yeah, and another really lovely lady activist, Sam Goody, um, and yeah, so they're like a new thing, like a monthly event where awake people can get together and there's music and really good food and stalls. So it's kind of like a little hub where people can sell their stuff as well. And yeah, it's just really, really nice atmosphere. So that was Sunday. So that was the day there, which was, yeah, it was really, really nice. It was lovely. So
And you had your own little stall there, didn't you? You're
I
taking your first forays into your own little
did.
business. Please do
Yes.
plug it.
Okay, yes, thank you. So it's finally launched like Fifi's Freedom Wear, um, known as Wear Your Mind clothing. So we've started, as you know, Mr. Fifi is a printer, and yeah, it seemed to make sense really to start putting some of my creative energy into things that aren't exclusively a stand in the park. And so, yeah, we've just started up. I'll show you a few of the designs. I'll put the
Yeah, I've
links
seen a few
underneath.
of them on Facebook. They look
Yeah,
amazing.
we've got five. We've got loads of ideas though. So let's have a look. Mm, That's, that's a good one. We've got like a
Oh, I
little.
like that. It's a nice
Yeah,
little
it's a
touch.
nice touch. So yeah, there's those ones in black and white. Um,
I'm more of a black person myself, I think.
I prefer the black with, mind you, I have to say this one I really like in the white.
Yeah, that's quite, yeah.
It looks, but there is the black. It's kind of like neon, so it does stand out, which is really nice as well.
Yeah, I like that.
Um, and there's that one. I don't know if you can see. That's
Go
nothing.
back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hashtag look up.
yeah. Um, and there's this. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And they're in
For a
different
true
colours
word
as
said.
well. So you can obviously, like, if you have a look on the page and everything, then you'll see the different colours and stuff. That's the same. That's neon yellow, but you can't really see it so much in this
Yeah,
light.
yeah, it's good.
And
Yeah.
then this is one of my favourites.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a popular one. I've only got one of those left. Yeah, so that's kind of that's I think that's why I'm feeling quite tired as well. Is just getting all that set up. It's been so long since I've been doing anything other than the
Oh.
stands. It's like a year and a half. Um, it's just, yeah, and obviously that's all still going on, but there is a bit more time now, thankfully, to kind of focus a bit on other creative endeavors that that also mean you can hopefully pay some bills. in the
Nice to
shopping.
get the kind of creative juices flowing as well, though, and
Yeah,
some
it is.
sort of good messages out in the world. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
a lot of people do enjoy having the clothing, that because it's a way of kind of putting, well, wearing your mind, which is a great name for it, but it's about and you don't necessarily have to say anything, but people can
exactly.
see it on your t-shirt and be like,
Yeah, that's kind of the thought behind it, is that you can spread truth without saying a word.
yeah,
And it's just nice to, to still be doing something that's in it's freedom movement stuff, so I'm still, yeah, very connected. Like I really want all my time to be going on all of this,
part of that
really. So
awakened economy idea, where
exactly.
we're helping out people and creating our own kind of community of supporting each other,
Yeah,
supporting local businesses, because there's so many of them as well. And there's now so many things that you can kind of, get that are much less harmful, that are actually much more attuned to who we are and what we stand for. And I think, it's really nice to see
yeah,
so many people getting that, creative juices going, putting that work in, and yeah, creating something.
yeah. It's just, yeah, like you said, it's a lot more aligned, and it's not all about just making money, because that's never done anything for me, which is probably why I've never made any.
Yeah, yeah,
Really,
likewise.
I've never been motivated by that. It's always been, what am I actually doing with
Yeah,
my
I'm like you.
time?
We were both carers
Yeah,
before this, weren't we? And
yeah, which is
yeah,
notoriously
badly
badly
paid.
paid, but yeah,
Do it
you're
for the
doing
love of it, and the care for
exactly,
people. And there is nothing like that feeling of knowing that you're getting up and you're going to actually contribute positively to somebody's life. There's
exactly,
that's what you do it for.
yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, especially now, it wouldn't doesn't really provide a comfortable living wage, does it?
No, not at all. And it's the hours, it just, yeah, I had a shelf life. It had to with me. But then, I went and worked for charities instead. But then, of course, there's no escaping the rules and restrictions and all of that. So that ended. And so, yeah, now it's just, yeah, I find that quite a lot of people within the movement that are being a bit more creative with ways of having an income. And like you said, if we're all supporting each other, I mean, they're really reasonably priced. I'm not there to make a killing by any means, because I'm aware like the people who'll be buying these are me, basically. So yeah, there's a different energy to it, and you just feel just much happier being a part of that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, I've got so many ideas. Though. It's nice to be feeling that kind of um yeah. I wouldn't well I energy. I'm not sure, because today I feel really tired. But there is that sort of creative, you know,
Yeah,
the creative juices are flowing there, which is quite nice. But yeah, so that's really what's been happening this end. In the last week, it's suddenly all like go 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 with getting things done. Yeah. So what about you?
I haven't had nearly as productive a week as you. Most of my week is
You've had the kids
yeah,
off
try.
school though.
Well, no, no, my daughter's gone back, and my son's been doing like this half day transition period,
Oh
which
yeah, that's
it's it for me. I really thrive in a routine, and when they're at school, I have, my the morning I spend doing the stand in the park stuff, and then the afternoon I tend to do the housework and stuff.
mm.
Um, and where for the last couple of weeks, well, actually, obviously we had the summer holidays before that, which was 6 weeks of just
Yep.
and then yeah, these last couple of weeks have been really out of routine. So I've had, like, last week he was here, he was at school for the mornings and then at home in the afternoon. And then this week he's at home in the mornings but at school in the afternoon. And then next week he will be going back full time. So I'm sort of at the
Mm,
moment, and especially with all the stuff that's kind of going on in my head at the moment, and well, not just my head, my soul. To be quite honest with you, it's all so kind of like I'm at the moment. I'm kind of just trying to hang in there until my
yeah,
routine and my structure is kind of returned, and then I can get back in that routine and that habit, and hopefully get a little bit more kind of energy and just knowing where I am
yeah.
and what I'm doing, and a little bit of space. So yeah, my week's mostly been kind of hanging in there, really. But
I have
yeah,
had a lot of that as well. And the routine thing is just, I was thinking this morning if that, I don't know if it's like a Zen sort of saying, like if you, I think it's someone went to a master and said, oh, what do I need to be doing? And he said, oh, meditate for half an hour. And the guy's like, oh, I don't have time for that. He said, okay, 1 hour.
yeah,
And I feel like this at the moment. Like
yeah,
it,
something like that. If you don't have time for that, you need the yeah. I
you
can't remember what the
need,
saying is.
yeah, but it's along those lines, isn't it? Where if, yeah, and I do feel a bit like it's I'm living life the wrong way round. Like basically all of us, so the things that are really the most important are pushed aside as, well, no, because I've got to do this, I've got to do that, we've got, and all of us just feel like we're in a constant rush, and a pressure, under pressure to get everything done. And so it's like, oh, well, all the things that are self-care, or oh, that's kind of, it's an indulgence, it's something, it's almost a luxury, that's the
Yeah,
least important. But actually,
yeah,
when you do invest, and it doesn't have to be like a great amount of time, but even that small sort of section of the day, for me it's early morning and it's the getting up that is this, kind of scuppering it. But when I can do that and I've got that little chunk of time, it transforms the day and how that plays out, and whether I do feel pressure, and somehow it makes it, you've got more time.
yeah.
But we've been so conditioned to go, 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 and this is the most important, earning money and doing that. And of course, we have to survive. We've got to sort of earn money and things like that. But it's kind of, and now we're really in it. It's not just sort of earning money to enjoy life, but it's literally
Survival.
to survive. So, but still, again, it's when you've got that time to just get yourself into a quieter state, then the answers are going to come as to how do you not just survive but thrive. All of those things, we do actually create a much better life. If we're just carrying on the way we're going, it ain't coming. It's
No,
not. It's not. There's no way for it to come through, because it's your intuition, isn't it? It's that guidance from, or even just stopping and asking for help from, you know, source, whatever you want to call it, or yourself. Really, it's your higher self. If you're in that frenetic ticking off what you need to do in a day, and
yeah.
so yeah, I was dwelling on that this morning, thinking, oh, really, I'm still procrastinating, folks,
Yeah, I'm
on all
guilty of
that
that
stuff.
too.
It's
I feel like next week's going to come, and I'm going to have my I'm going to be like, okay, I've got no other kind of excuse for this procrastination. It's like,
the excuses I can come up with. I'm so lame that I will literally be like, oh well, Monday, because it didn't. I'm so Virgo with a lot of things, so anal with this, like, oh right, Monday. I start at this time, like a drill sergeant in my mind, which is obviously not good at all from the get go. And then it's like, oh no, so it didn't go perfectly on the Monday. Well, now that's kind of like the whole week, as if it needs to be on that Monday. And I will actually
yeah,
use that as an excuse for, oh, well, that's that the week is kind of ruined and it's all very dramatic, and it is ridiculous. But that's what we do to ourselves to sabotage I mean, at least we can laugh about it. It's
Got
laughable.
to. You've got to. Got to. Yeah. We have got so I've got quite a good weekend coming up though, which I'm quite excited about actually. We've got the rally, which I wanted
Yes.
to talk about in a minute.
Hmm.
But we've jumped on Brady's bandwagon of freedom party. So
Yeah.
we're having a freedom party in Basingstoke, which I'm really excited about. It'd just be really nice to have like all my people in like the one
Yeah.
room and like, music and a few drinks or lots of drinks and to just kind of like
Let
throw the shackles.
loose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be something that kind of refuels me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
we need it at the moment. I think like the freedom parties and any sort of get-togethers and stuff, I think do it, through now we're getting into autumn, winter. I think that's the time that we really will need to like keep our vibes up and keep really connected because it's kind of a because you do sort of withdraw a bit, don't you? Naturally, I think with the seasons, as
yeah,
it's everything's sort of winding
cold
down,
and
and
wet.
you want to be indoors a bit more, but it can end up being quite isolating if you let it, especially if you're like me. I'm quite, yeah, I like my solitude, probably a little bit too much, and sometimes it can tip into that, where you're suddenly out of the habit of mixing, which is why the stands are great because then it's like no every Sunday, so it keeps that going. But if you can actually have like a party or like a nice social gathering like that, it's
And I do
lovely.
enjoy the rallies and the protests. I
Mm,
know I know they're obviously not for everyone, but we normally have quite a decent sort of somewhere between 10 and 20 of us. We all kind of meet, get on the train together, and head up to London. With the group saver ticket, like it's not nearly as expensive
yeah.
as it is going on your own. So it
Mm,
works quite well, and it is generally like I love it, but I've seen the numbers from the past. Like, well, we've
yeah,
spoken
we
about it
were
all
chatting
this
about,
year.
yeah.
Every month it's kind of like losing
Well, it
hundreds, if not thousands, of people
mm,
every month, and it's sort of getting to the point where you're sort of going, and rather than it being what to me it always has, which has been this really high vibe, really powerful kind of demonstration of we're here, we're not putting up with your bullshit, um and all kind of you coming together and being around so many like-minded people, and it kind of refills your soul and your faith in humanity, that there are so many people out there that feel the same way, that are saying no, I am not going with
mm,
this great reset. Um but yeah, I think when you don't get that turnout, it becomes slightly kind of what's the word, my mind's gone blank.
demoralizing.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, it does. And I know, obviously, the last one I couldn't make because my sister was getting married, but a few of my friends came back and they did
Yeah,
say
that was
it was a little bit demoralizing because there was, so few people there. And I think for many of us, we've been going for
God,
over a
two
year,
two and a
every
half
month,
years, isn't it? Yeah. But
sort of
I
going up
think,
there, and we've seen this huge peak where we crossed the million people barrier, and
mm,
to be in that essence of so many people is so powerful, and then to sort of be reduced to sort of a few thousand people, it's kind of like
I think we will see it again. We were chatting about it before, and I mean, as you know, like I'm very involved in the London protest in particular, and so yeah, I've been like right the way through since the really big ones in London last year, and we've seen it, tail off. But you know, it's no disrespect, but it's just that's people for you.
I know,
unless
and I'm sure there are loads and loads of reasons that people aren't going out, and of course the cost of living and the cost of travel and all of that kind of stuff is going to have an impact
mm,
on
but
why
that
people.
ironically will be what brings the people back, because it's only when like the masses are really hit hard, where it's directly affecting them, that they will get out on the streets. In Britain, I don't, and we've seen, the protest movement worldwide. Britain was like, my God, at the absolute forefront. The numbers, so it is within us, but at the same time, we're also very, oh well, I'm all right now, or I'm just sort of, getting by, or it tends to be when people's backs are really against the wall, and that's when you see like, no, and that's when we'll surpass the numbers that we've seen last year, way surpassed, because people won't have it. There's no, I'm not living like that. And so I think
I admire your faith in the masses.
I I do have that, I know it's there, but
Yeah,
also it's nice to know that amongst all of that, because there's obviously people get really angry. That's what gets them on the streets in the first place. But as we've seen, when we do get together in those huge numbers, the overwhelming vibe, and we've always like very much encouraged that, like through Unite for Freedom, and then you've got the worldwide rallies, that it's very much coming together in unity, and like a celebration of being together at the same time. And those who are still, going to the protests every month and like looking around, but they're still the ones that hold that. That's why you're still going. And
yeah,
so we will see that. That's like the core, and so when everyone else is back out again, that it will bloom, because that is the essence of what the protests have been in this country or within Britain. And it's really impacted other countries around the world. They've seen, because as much as the media want to portray us as, these like basically terrorists, but they just don't get the stories they want, because it's people are not turning up to start fighting and start having a ruck and all of these things. It's yeah, that's what will reignite, I think. And it's also very much going to be a bridge between those who are like us, completely aware of what this all is, this agenda, where it's heading, what's planned, and those who really haven't had much of a clue at all until now, but now they're thinking, my God, what the hell's going on? Like, they can't afford to pay the bills, and everything. We really are all in it together at that point. So I think it will be quite unifying. I'm not saying that there won't be a lot of anger and unrest, civil unrest, but I think so far the way we've come through everything and responded, it does give me faith in humanity, actually, or in the masses, because it hasn't been carnage, it hasn't been mindless
no,
destruction.
it's
It's been
true.
very
It's true.
focused and very. So I think it's
I'm
disappointing
like a
that we
pendulum.
want. I know it's, yeah. Other
Like,
days I'm like,
I
oh,
go from like, oh, we've got this,
oh
like,
yeah,
we've won already and it's all gonna be okay, to
and
like,
then
we're
like,
fucked.
since
We're
we're
fucked.
done. No, I think we all do, to be honest, but generally I think, that, and again, it's because, if the great awakening, whatever it is you want to call it, there is that elevation that's coming up. It's happening unconsciously anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are kind of swept along with it in a really, really positive way, that they're not just reacting in like fear and anger, that they do want to come together in that. So I think, yeah, it's a lull, I think it was always going to happen,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, I would still continue to go, because I do,
Oh
regardless of the
yeah,
numbers, as I say, it is still a little bit like, but
keep the embers
I,
burning.
yeah, I
That's what
think
we're
so for
doing.
me, and
Mm.
I think, I suppose people do. Oh no, not on the keyboard, not on the keyboard.
Oh,
I think people have different reasons for going, and people have different reasons for not going. I know, I see some people saying, that protests are stupid, that you're giving away your sovereignty by like begging the government for your rights back and that kind of
nah,
thing. And
I don't think
for
we've ever.
me, I'm kind of like, that's not what it's about at all. I'm
Certainly
not begging
not.
nobody for anything.
No.
What, for me, the demonstrations, the rallies, the protests is more about coming, and it is demonstrating. Actually, there are a lot of us. We see you, we see what you're doing, and we're not going to stand for it, and
Mm,
it is kind of a demonstration of that, is that coming
yeah,
together and showing that there is a resistance, and I think it is, although, a lot of people say, oh, it's never in the media, they never cover it, people don't know. But as you see, when you're out on the
I
streets, you're
know.
going through
Yeah.
these busy cities, a lot of them now, the marches themselves are more focused on outreach. There's a lot
Mm,
more leaflets out there, and it is, more about raising awareness of what
mm,
exactly is going on, because a lot of it is behind closed doors,
yeah.
particularly, with the bills that they're passing
Mm,
through Parliament, and the
yeah.
things that they're trying to do to advance this agenda. It's all very, very quiet, and a lot of people don't know about it. And the thing is, I was having a conversation with my dad about it, and he was like, "Well, if it was something to worry about, then the media would tell us." I was just like,
Mm.
"Yeah, yeah, of course they would.
In an
Of course they
alternate
would.
reality, yes, they would.
Yeah."
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's a mass demonstration, it's a mass outreach, it's a mass gathering of unity, and I find them hugely beneficial on a personal level, and I think they are. I posted something this morning about ripples and the power of
Yeah, I
ripple,
saw that. Yeah, we've always said that,
and
haven't
it
we?
is
Yeah.
important. You reach one person, and you
Mm,
that resonates with that person. They go out and spread it, and that continues to happen. With whatever you're doing, be it
yeah.
with kindness, be it with outreach,
Mm,
whatever it is, it is building. And I think, I would urge, if you can,
oh,
the
definitely.
worldwide rallies. Obviously, it's not just London. I appreciate
Yeah,
that
we've
if you're
got
up north
Birmingham.
and you're in the cost of living crisis, the
Yeah,
train fare, or even the petrol
yeah.
costs or whatever, to kind of get down to London, it is a lot. But obviously, every other month, there are four, I think.
Mm.
Was it Birmingham,
Yeah, we've got
Leeds,
Birmingham
Glasgow,
here.
and London?
Yeah.
So it kind of, it makes it easier from that point of view.
Mm.
But obviously, it does mean that the numbers that we would get in London are kind of dispersed across the country. So yeah, I personally, if you can, I would urge everyone to just to sort of, go and show up, go and stand with those of us that are making a stand, and
Mm.
yeah, show your support, I think, really.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I say, I'm gonna have this yeah, worldwide rally, and then come back and have a party. So it
Lovely.
should be nice.
Yeah, it will be. That sounds like a good one to me. Um, yeah, so I
Is there
think
a super stand in St Albans on Sunday, or am I getting my dates mixed up?
no, we were looking at doing we couldn't do one for the 17th. So we were looking at doing something the weekend after. But now it's going to be a bit later in the year. But I will be down next weekend, and we're just going to have like a nice meet up in the pub on the Saturday night. That's like for Hertfordshire sort of stand. Well, anyone can come, but it's kind of open to anyone from the local stands. And then of course the actual stand is on the Sunday, so that'll be my really nice weekend. Will be next weekend. Um, yeah, it's nice having two stands. I'm really spoiled.
Two little stand
I've
family.
got two like whole communities, which is great. Yeah, I'm quite lucky really. So yeah, I'll have my local, my Tetnal one this weekend. Birmingham rally is on the Saturday, and then the stand in Tetnal Pool is on the Sunday. So yeah, be a nice one as well.
Yeah, it's nice to have stuff to look forward to.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, have we got anything else that we need to put out there?
I think so.
I think that's probably it, isn't it, for another
Go
week?
rally.
Yes, have a really good one to those
It'd
who
be a
are
shame you're not there.
going to
I'm gonna
one.
miss you.
I
Feels like we've not
know
seen each other for
it
ages.
does actually, but yeah, it will be all the more special once we're doing our roving reporting from
Important,
the
yeah, I love it.
streets of London again. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think with things sort of going the way they're going, um, large numbers will be back on the streets again for sure, and I think we'll be leading the way once again in the protest scene. But yeah, so have a great week, everyone, and yeah, we will catch up with you next week.
Yeah. Have a lovely weekend, a great week, good stands, good rally.
Yes,
Lots
lots
of
of
love.
love. Bye.
Bye.